Welcome into the Unwritten Rule Podcast, your number one stop shop for all sports and media news. I'm your host, Monzi, and today I will be deep diving into some more Oklahoma football content. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel for more. Right now you see a picture of Danny Stutzman throwing it up, the horns down, and then you got sorry old Quinn Ewers. This is just part of the 3-game stretch against Tennessee at home, and then you go on the road to Auburn, and then after that you have a neutral site game against Texas, of course, the Red River rivalry. I'm not big on Texas this year. I think Texas actually takes a step back than what they did last year. Now, I'm not saying that Texas won't be a playoff team by any means. That team is loaded, but they have a lot of comp too. Now, going on the road to Michigan, I don't think Texas will actually win that football game. I think Texas makes those mistakes, and I think Michigan plays a cleaner game of football than what Texas does. Now, if you paid attention to Texas last season, the main problem with Texas last season is they couldn't come out there and start a football game off the right way. Only time they did that was against Alabama, but that Alabama game was kind of fluke because the offensive coordinator, Tommy Rees, like I said, the whole time, you could tell that offensive coordinator never geared any type of plays for Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe had to go out there and run that offensive coordinator scheme, and that doesn't work. Now, if Jalen Milroe was in a Levy type scheme, ain't no telling what Jalen Milroe would have did for Oklahoma last year with under Levy or something like that instead of Gabriel. Like, I think we still would have had that same production. Maybe not that same production throwing the ball, but you got to remember, Dylan Gabriel been playing college football for almost a decade. So let's not forget about that. But Quinn Ewers, man, he's in the game against Oklahoma, he started that game off bad. I mean, second pass of the game, interception, I believe. And then he just could not get the offense pushing the ball down the field. And they tried to run the ball and slow it down a little bit. That worked. OU did some dumb stuff and started playing like 10, 15 yards back. And then OU and then Texas started catching 5-yard curls and taking them. You know, obviously our DBs are just have to be undersized and just have to be the worst tacklers on the football team. They just have to be. I'll say the corners, not the safety. Safeties, we're pretty good at the safeties position. I think that's actually one of our strongest positions on the football field, actually, is the safety position. If you think about Robert Spears-Jennings, Peyton Bowen, and then you also have Billy Bowman, and then Kendall Doby, that is a loaded safety group. That is some talented safeties right there. Now, that is where I start to believe into Brent Venables' defensive recruiting, and then also into his actual philosophy for defense. I see what he's trying to do, and that should work. Now, hopefully we can build up the corner position. I don't know what's been taking so long with that, but we need that position fulfilled badly. Hopefully Gentry Williams could be healthy, and we can get a lot of production out of him, and hopefully Woody Washington can just be a solid football player. But we already know what's on the other side of Texas. Texas has no defense. I don't think they can cover any of our receivers. Hell, I don't even think they can cover Jaquez Petaway, a backup. So if we wanted to go down that road, I don't think they can do it. I mean, we saw what happened to him last season. All you had to do was throw the ball on number 9. It was a guaranteed touchdown. All you had to do was throw the ball on number 9. Watch the game again. Watch the Washington game. Watch the Alabama game. Number 9 is the sweetest football player on the football field when he's lined up at corner. That fool can't guard nobody. Guaranteed. And like I said, the only reason why Texas was in these close games against Oklahoma and Washington after they should have been getting beat down by 28-0 in the first quarter, how Quinn Ewers came out there playing, how the offense came out there playing. I mean, if it wasn't for Stark, and hats off to Stark. Sark is a good coach. Sark kept that game in a close fashion. He kept it manageable to where the team still could win if they had a chance. They were able to win. They had a winning chance against Oklahoma last year. They had a winning chance against Washington somehow, some way last season. So they do have, great coaching, but, losing that running back, if you're not able to run the ball on us and you want Quinn Ewers to go out there and throw the ball and you want him to produce the offense, that's not going to work. And I understand they got the speedsters. Texas always has the speedsters. It don't fool nobody. When helmets get to clapping and face masks get to smashing into each other, the speed goes away after so long. Speed can only help after so long. Like I don't I don't think people really realize that one player really cannot dictate an entire football game. It's 11 versus 11. And it's a coaching staff that's watching you. It's a position group watching you. It's the second guy in the depth chart watching you. Like everybody is watching everybody in a football game. It's not like basketball where LeBron James could go out there and have 80 points and dominate off of straight layups. Like this is not what football is. So when you come out there and you think that these speed guys are going to have the game of their lives, don't think that. Worthy, he had his last year, he didn't have a great game against Oklahoma. I don't even think Worthy scored a touchdown last year against Oklahoma, actually. But the year before that, the guy was lights out. I mean, he took a he took a little old screenplay and first play of the game, you know what I mean? Well, he did that with Caleb Williams, so that was 2 years ago, actually. Man, that's crazy how time flies. But he did that when we benched Rattler and put in Caleb Williams. Oklahoma has a lot to look forward to, man. Just go out there, let Texas make their own mistakes. This football game is not going to be, I don't think we should make it more than what it is. It's a rivalry game. You know, I understand that, but come on, man. We can't go out here and hype Texas up every single year, man. Texas is finally walking into our shoes. They're finally know what it feels like to have a good football team. We are rebuilding a football team, rebuilding a program at that. And come on now, transitioning Sark in from Tom Herman. I mean, it's not like when you transition in from Lincoln Riley to Brent Venables, who's a first year head coach at the time, well, a newly head coach at the time. So it's really a lot to look forward to with Oklahoma. But with Texas, we know that their run is going to end at some point. We don't know when. I'm sorry, I don't know when, because they potentially feel like they have something great in Arch Manning. But if Arch Manning sees something go wrong in a second or in a heartbeat, come on now. That boy ain't finna be on Texas no more. Plus, every single team is going to be begging to pay him. He's going to be getting begged to get paid after this football season. He's probably getting begged to get paid for, they're probably begging to pay him right now. A different football. Hell, you don't think Michigan would want Arch Manning? Come on, man. That's crazy. Notre Dame is probably the only team that's finally left Jackson Arnold alone. They finally believe that Jackson Arnold is a Sooner QB, and that's probably what he's going to end up being for the rest of his career, collegiate career. So Marcus Freeman finally gave up on that scenario, but Marcus Freeman was still shooting shots at Jackson Arnold. He couldn't give up on the boy. And I think Josh Heupel ain't giving up on Arch Manning either. Come on now. There is no telling at LSU. If you think LSU is going to keep Nussmeier or put a whole bunch of faith in Nussmeier over Arch Manning, come on, man. It's about money now. It's not even about Arch Manning's play. It's about the money. So Texas, their run could end very soon. It's no telling. And then, like I said, they are deep in a lot of the skill positions. So a lot of these skill positions for Texas will transfer out. Texas run will end soon. Could be in 2 to 3 years, and we'll see them go back to being a regular old Texas team. They just want to play against Oklahoma and lose against everybody else. That's all they really care about. And they'll try to beat up on a team like Rice. That's about it. But that's all from me, folks. Ain't nothing too much to worry about with this OU Texas football game coming up. Sooners will win, and I think the Sooners will win in a good fashion by 10 points at least. And I think that we'll see Quinn Ewers shut down, and we'll see his draft stock go down a bit, because it can't be 2 number 1 quarterbacks. Sorry. It could be 2 first rounders, yes, but it can't be 2 number 1 overall quarterbacks in a draft. So I'll look forward to this season. I do want to watch this, Texas versus Michigan game to start the season off. And I would love to, get to when OU has to play their first SEC game against Tennessee. And I would love to just compare how those, situational football is looking, how the coaching is looking, how the players are looking, how we're lining up. And I would love to compare that. And, I'll look forward to the Red River rivalry this season. I think that we'll be in a more comfortable position than we were last year. Because last year, we the year before that, technically, we got beat by 50 and we didn't put up no points. Yeah, we can blame the backup all we want, but I felt like that's bad coaching, man. You don't go out there in no football game and no rivalry and get beat by 50-0, starting quarterback or not. Sorry. But last year we redeemed ourselves. We came back with a game-winning drive. The game should have never been close last season. I mean, we were a little sloppy on defense. We started playing some soft coverage, and that kind of, came back on us. But then Texas just obviously didn't know how to stop the quarterback run. And Gabriel figured out a way to run down the middle of the field and make some plays. And Stoops made a couple plays down the line. It was pretty simple. Like, our offense never had to change up really that whole game. There was no real adjustments we had to make. Just make the play. But like I said, that's all for me, folks. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the podcast. I wish y'all nothing but the best. Hope you kids have a great school year. Hope all you college students have a great school year. Keep yourself safe. Watch out for the COVID. COVID's coming back. That's all for me, folks. Wish y'all nothing but the best. Boomer.